What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. We should actually expect this from Patrick Beverley. It was a few days ago that this was reported specifically, by Patrick Beverley. On sportsillustrated.com, you can check that out, si.com. But Patrick Beverley reported that, he enjoys being with the Lakers a lot more than the Clippers. Now, of course, we all know that Patrick Beverley has had a taste of both sides of LA, with the Clippers and the Lakers. And of course, his stay with the Clippers was a lot longer than it probably will be with the Lakers. But even still, we have to see how long the Lakers decide to keep him or how valuable he is to the Lakers going forward. But me personally, I don't think he's that valuable to the Lakers. I just think he's just a piece that they need, that they would like to have right now to give them a little bit more depth, at least in the defensive area, because defensively they were so bad last year. They're willing to go out and get a Patrick Beverley who's really not probably as good as he was defensively several years ago. And now he's just, a player that does more talking than actual action. You see what I'm saying? And that's not good. That's not good if you want to win championships. You need the guys who can walk it and talk it, not do one of the two. You got to be able to do both. And Patrick Beverley, to me, is more of a talker now, because you see him on ESPN, when the Suns lost and everything, said all the negative things about Chris Paul and all that stuff, which I don't really disagree with too much of that, because I'm not a big Chris Paul fan at all. But at the same time, Chris Paul is a Hall of Famer. He is a player that Patrick Beverley will never be. And Chris Paul on his worst day is still better than Patrick Beverley. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother topic. But my point is this, the Clippers, they're going to hear a lot more from Patrick Beverley throughout the season. And, it's like, him speaking on the fact that the Lakers is a lot better situation or a lot better place. It feels better being with the Lakers than the Clippers. He doesn't even know what he's talking about, because he hasn't even been on the Lakers long enough to know what it's like to play for the Lakers. He know what it's like in regards to just being a part of the team and a part of, what they're trying to do in the off season, but he hasn't played in no real game with the Lakers yet. And I can tell you this much, if he doesn't play up to expectation what the Lakers think that he can do, they'll probably end up letting him go. Or, as I said a couple weeks ago, actually not that long ago, they'll probably actually use him for bait and use him as a package deal in the trade, because I just don't see Patrick Beverley really being worth, giving up THT. I thought, THT didn't play well last year, but you have to understand THT is a young player, young and up and coming player. Patrick Beverley is an average to a little bit above average defender who can't score, who just really is probably going to go from team to team. And honestly, he shouldn't really say anything bad about the Clippers, because the Clippers was his home. The Clippers gave him a home, and they gave him stability for years, for a while. You see what I'm saying? And with that being said, he has to really appreciate that. The Lakers might actually end up passing this boy off somewhere else, because think about it like this. The Lakers are so invixed on trying to get Kyrie Irving, they'll damn sure trade Patrick Beverley along with maybe somebody like Russell Westbrook or whoever else on the team to get a player like him. Patrick Beverley is not that valuable to where they'll keep him over, possibly getting a better option. And it doesn't even have to be nobody like Kyrie Irving. It could be somebody like Buddy Hield, or whoever else might be on the Indiana Pacers. You know what I'm saying? A team like that, just giving you an example. It might not even have to be nobody with an extravagant name for him to be a package deal. I think the Lakers will ship him off as a package deal just to get a player, like that. You see what I'm saying? So I just think Patrick Beverley just needs to pump the brakes and shut the hell up for a little while and see what role he's going to play for the Lakers, and see if he's just going to be a part of a package deal and they just ship him off. Because that's the one thing about Patrick Beverley I've always disliked, the talking and all that. It's no need to do all the talking when you ain't won a damn thing. You haven't won a championship. Nobody cares about you. You're not on the Clippers no more. Nobody cared about you on the Clippers until Kawhi came there along with PG, and you've always been an afterthought. You just somebody that people knew of. You're just the guy that a lot of people knew that injured Russell Westbrook. And that's pretty much who you are. You're the guy who injured Russell Westbrook back in the day by running into his knee, by doing one of your stupid little antics. And, it rubbed Russ the wrong way. And you having beef with Russ really kind of gave you a name. So I just think Patrick Beverley needs to understand he's a nobody. And that's pretty much what he's always going to be. He does a lot of talking, and it was okay when he was on the Clippers. But as many has said before, Patrick Beverley is one of those type players where you love him if he's on your team, but you hate him if he's not. And I can understand if anybody from the Clippers camp told me they despise or hated Patrick Beverley now, it would be totally understandable, because he's just one of them type of guys that irritate you and rub you the wrong way and try to get under your skin when he knows he really doesn't have any other advantage because he can't score. He's not a great shooter. He's not even a great defender. He was a good defender to a little bit above or a little bit near average defender now. And like I said, he does more talking than actually work now. And the win that he got with the Timberwolves over the Clippers, that's a Clippers team without Kawhi Leonard, and that's a Clippers team with a hobbled, possibly still Paul George when he did come back. So I mean, it's like, it's too many antics with him, and I'm actually kind of glad the Clippers have gotten rid of Patrick Beverley, because what he did last year or something like that against Chris Paul, pushing him in the back and all them things, and getting under Devin Booker's skin, and injuring Devin Booker basically, not breaking his nose and stuff like that, trying to get under his skin and say things and do different things. All that worked for a period of time, but it didn't involve them moving on to the next round. And this is why I said this is why the Clippers let go of Patrick Beverley, because they figured out it's not even the fact they let him go, they just didn't want to pay him the money that he asked for, because he's not worth that money. And I don't know what delusion Patrick Beverley is living in, but he's really not worth hardly any big contracts they give out in the NBA, because he really doesn't specialize in anything. So it's like, Russ said that many times. Other players have said it. Hell, Kawhi even said it. So I mean, it's like, you hear things like this from guys like this, but you really don't need to pay attention to it too much, because it's just a bunch of talk. It's not nothing real. It's not nothing authentic. It's just a bunch of talk. And if he feels as though he's living the life better in a Lakers jersey than a Clippers jersey, let's just see what happens. That remains to be seen. You might not be in a Lakers jersey no more than about a month or two, or a couple of months. Or if you are in a Lakers jersey, you might be coming off the bench or not even playing at all once they see what you can do and how you can contribute, because I don't know how much defense the Lakers can have on the floor without offense. And that's the one thing Patrick Beverley really isn't. He isn't an offensive guy at all. So when you look at scoring wise, yeah, he could shoot threes a little bit better than what he could maybe last year or the year before, but he's still not a scoring threat. So it's like when he's on the floor, he's more of a liability on the offensive end, because he really doesn't have a specialty on the offensive end. So it's like the Clippers aren't really missing anything at all with Patrick Beverley, except his presence, which is huge. I'm not going to lie, because he's been with the Clippers so long, and he's so used to being looked at and known and being revered in that culture. That's the only thing that they're missing. But as far as gameplay, high-level gameplay, top-of-the-line defense or anything like that, he really doesn't have that. Like I said, he doesn't even really have anything special in his arsenal. So the Clippers aren't really worried about this. And honestly, all Clippers fans shouldn't worry about it either. I know they're going to hate it, or you guys are going to hate it, because Patrick Beverley is just going to do all this talking. But honestly, just let it go on one ear and out the other, because in the end result, the Clippers might be the one hosting the championship, and the Lakers might be the team that's watching the Clippers do it in LA. So it's like, the ultimate goal is to win, and that's all the Clippers need to worry about. Not anything Patrick Beverley says or anything like that, because really at this point it's irrelevant. Both teams' roster is what it is. The rivalry has always been there, with or without Patrick Beverley, with or without any of these players that's currently on the Lakers now or the Clippers now. So if I were the Clippers, I would just, turn far sight to this situation. Don't even listen to it. Don't even acknowledge it, and keep it moving, because executing the plan is what the Clippers need to do. And executing the plan is making it to a finals, winning a championship. That's executing the plan, and that's what the Clippers need to focus on, not on a guy, Patrick Beverley, who's an afterthought. Nobody cares about, nobody even, thinks about too much, except, just to hear him talk. And it's nothing. It really isn't. And I just really despise the fact that Patrick Beverley's doing this, talking against a team that kept him around for years. Honestly, Patrick Beverley shouldn't have anything to say bad about any team, or even remotely, not even say anything bad. He shouldn't even be able to talk or speak. This dude was in playing overseas and G leagues and all that stuff at one time. He should be more appreciative of the fact that any team wants him now, because honestly, he doesn't specialize in anything, as I said earlier. And on top of that, he's just a nobody. And that's just what he really is now on the Lakers, a nobody, except somebody who does a lot of talking. And when it comes to basketball and playing sports, you got to be able to prove it. You can't just talk it. And the only thing I see Patrick Beverley doing is talking it, not proving it. So throughout his career up to this point, he's been doing more talking than anything else. So let's just see what happens in the regular season. These two teams are going to face several times. So let's see how the outcome is. And let's just see who has the last laugh in the end. Because even though the regular season, even if hypothetically the Lakers did beat the Clippers a few times in the regular season, they would just be catching up to the times that the Clippers beat them all 4 times last year without neither one of their star players, and years before that, when they had a year or two before that, when they had Patrick Beverley. So, I mean, it's really not even too much of a rivalry to me. To me, the rivalry would be a lot more renewed, or the fire would be lit to the rivalry if they actually met in the playoffs, which is possible, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Me personally, I think the Clippers have the better team and all around, and I think they have a better chance of winning a championship than the Lakers personally. But of course, some might think differently. So we'll see what happens in the season. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis.